Schizoid personality disorder is the isolation that I felt safe in. I could only connect so close with people. It's like I pursued connection. Like I wanted to be known, I wanted to be connected with people when I was younger and in my 20s, but at the same time I would isolate, I'd pull back as if the person didn't exist. It was very difficult for me to um kind of put my finger on this for a long time because I've always seen myself as a very outgoing person. There's a large part of me that's a very introverted, doesn't want to talk to the world, wants to disconnect. And that drove me for many, many years of my life. This disconnection, this isolation, this no lights on, alone in a room, disconnected from everybody in the world. And sometimes that still shows up in my life. And now it's more of an indicator of I got to take care of myself. There's something that is about to be discovered. There's something that's about to be changed and transformed, and I got to be in the pursuit of that. That's which is really really cool. Like these days, it's pretty cool when I get those feelings of the pullback. For most of my life, I didn't want real deep, intimate, close relationships. I never felt like I was a part of things. I felt like I was on the outside of things. I felt like I was unacceptable at my core. And I would just do so many things that were just solitary, like just me being me with me. And I was afraid to show that to the world. Like I remember most of my childhood playing guitar continually. And I didn't want to like share that with anyone for a very long time because I felt like people wouldn't understand me or understand that part of me. I I think with schizoid personality disorder, the desire to be alone greatly exceeds the desire to be known. And I I didn't enjoy a lot as a kid. Like I didn't want to participate in activities and stuff like that. I did it, but I really didn't want to do it. It was out of obligation. There was a lot of pressure on me to bring praise to the family, if that makes sense. Like, there's a lot of pressure on me to bring adoration to my family, like to validate my family that my family was important, and that made me want to be driven away from connection and people. I didn't feel any feelings in my life until I was like 29. I was very emotionally like cut off. I would get really angry at times. I had my anger, but I didn't know why. I didn't understand why this boils over and here I'm in this rage filled experience in a subway, flipping out and being angry at my parents. I didn't get that until much, much later in life. I didn't have a way to voice and have those parts of me be heard. I felt like I would do things out of obligation a lot of the times, but I wouldn't really embrace them and take pleasure in them. Meaning, like, I didn't get, like, out of playing soccer, I don't remember getting any types of feeling of, like, accomplishment or being important. Even when I would score goals or when I was a goalie and I would defend, like, I didn't have, like, that thing. Like, I think that activities for me was more about doing what my parents wanted me to do than being me and doing what I wanted to do. And I had a bunch of friends when I was young, but I didn't connect with them. I didn't allow them to see my pain and what was going on in my life. I would keep them close enough that they could know the shadow of me, but far enough away that they could never really see me. and that created like this massive like seasons of loneliness in my life where I would just be alone with all the lights off, right? Broad daylight, all the lights off, all the windows covered, and I'd just be sitting there alone, isolating and disassociating. There's so many years of my life that I spent in isolation and disassociation, not connecting with people, not showing myself um, in who I am to people. I would just be in this like weird zone where I had to um, I had to pull back the relationship. Feeling safe meant feeling distant and lonely a lot of the times for me. It took me many, many years to unravel this and really try to understand what this meant. I also had tremendous indifference towards other people. I had a astonishingly massive ego where I took no criticism, I took no feedback. I had zero desire to listen to other people at all. I had to develop a massive ego to protect myself from all of the pain that I'd been stuffing for decades. And it made me it made me have this coldness to me that just like ice in my veins. I remember, here's a good example that's coming to mind. I was dating this girl many years ago, and I really liked her and appreciated her, and we really connected. And then I had this ex friend of mine, because of the situation. Basically, my girl told me that he had made some sort of comment, like, if you were single, you'd be with me or something like that. And instead of going and confronting this guy like I should have and trying to understand what's really going on here, I it's like this switch turned off in me. Like boom. And from that moment on, we were done. There's no going back. And I felt nothing, as if she didn't exist, which is wild. Like in I I am really sad that that's the person that I was, but I remember sitting her down and talking with her, and um I could tell that her experience of me was like, who is this person? This is not the person that I've known since we started dating. We were probably dating 6 months, a year, somewhere around there. And amazing person. Um, have no ill will towards her whatsoever at all. I I wasn't ready for a person like that in my life, but I just completely shut down and abandoned her, as if she didn't exist, and that was wrong. But that's what I was capable of. Like that's the problem with me, is like I was incapable of resolving conflict. And it may have been a very easy thing to do, to carry the relationship on. And right after that, I ended my relationship with this friend of mine that I thought was my friend. Um, I mean, friends don't say things like that to people's girlfriends, right? But it was like I just I went into this complete place of like completely shutting these people off, as if they did not exist, as if I had never known them. Just complete indifference. Um Complete indifference and emotional coldness. My ability to detach is unparalleled. And I don't like that about me, but it's true. Like my ability to detach from people, still, I can flip that switch if I need to. I can flip that switch. And now the difference is I do everything I can to be kind and honest and true in the relationship. But if I am at the stage where I realize like this is it, I can bless people on their way out of my life. And I recently had to do that over a very innocuous thing, but it's okay, you know. I believe that there are people that are meant to be in your life for a moment, and there are people that are meant to be in your life for a lifetime. And all those people that are meant to be in your life for a moment, if we hold on to them so tight, we never get to meet our lifelong friends. We never get to meet our lifelong companions in this life. It's a very, very um, important thing to like hold on and let go of relationships. The ones that you're meant to have, you will, and the ones that you're not meant to have, it's okay to let those people go. And at that time in my life, because of my coldness and my detachment, I I had to let go. And it was very painful for me because I really cared about this person. It damaged me. It really did. And it was good for me. It was very good for me because that began a season of 4.5 years of no dating. And out of that 4.5 years, I then met my wife and got married. And um, we now have a child and another child on the way. And it's just incredible. And through that 4.5 year experience, I got the ability to be the person I am now because I had always been bringing my questions of worth to a woman my whole life. Like validate me, make me feel important type of thing. And that ended in that 4.5 year stretch where I genuinely began to completely focus on taking care of me. And wouldn't you know, when you take care of yourself for a long enough timeline, miracles can happen. And I was given my wife. She is the um, truly the best thing that's ever happened to me. She is the lifeblood, if you will, the sustaining force beside me that brings the best out of me. That's what she does. She's incredible at it. And I believe that this personality disorder still comes up from time to time. The difference with schizoid in my life now is that when I feel this tremendous desire to isolate, it's an indicator of what's going on. There's something going on inside of me that needs to change or transformation. And now I have systems and friend groups and relationships where I can get my needs met as a person and I don't have to be alone anymore and isolate and pull back and hide. I can be me and I can be connected. Even though I feel like I want to disconnect, I know that that desire to disconnect comes from this source inside of myself that wants to say that I don't need to take care of myself and I'm not valuable enough to take care of myself and I'm not important and I don't want to be a burden. All those voices and all that shame, toxically shame-based garbage comes up in my brain still to this day. And then I say to myself, sounds like I need to make a phone call. Sounds like I need to connect to the world. Because ultimately, through connection is how we get free. Through connection is how we become our best selves. Through connection is how we embrace the world, connect to the world, be one with the world. I am firmly convinced that without without this incredible desire to disconnect and hide and run away, I would not be able to really be all things to all people and meet people where they're at. I'd have like so much more resentment for people because I want them to be what I want them to be instead of who they are. And so working through this part of myself and this personality disorder has really given me the ability to have empathy for people, to see people where they're at, and to not want them to be anything other than who they are, and to accept them at their limitations, which in turn gave me the permission to accept myself at my limitations, to recognize and just trust that I don't need to be anything other than me, that I'm enough. And I really want to impart that to you too, that you're enough and you don't need to be anything other than you are today, right now. Find ways to connect with the world. It's worth it. You don't have to hide anymore. You don't have to run from who you are. Find ways to connect with the world. Find ways to show who you are to people you can trust. And you will be shocked at the transformational change that will come through your life. Because ultimately, us humans, we are connected beings. We are connected beings. Be one with yourself and one with others. You deserve that. You deserve great relationships in your life.